If you actually want things to change, you don't just sit around and wait for time to pass and expect that they'll change. You have to actually, do something about it. Change, cause the change that you want to see for yourself. Welcome to the conversation on TOSTV Network, your digital first Pan-African news network. And as always, the conversation is going to be quite insightful and engaging. My name is Ade Sowal. But before I proceed with the show, I'll bring you COVID-19 updates from across Africa. Yes, COVID is still out there and you need to be safe from it. So COVID-19 update from across Africa. And after that, we're moving straight into the conversation for today. And that's the big story. You're still watching the conversation on TOSTV Network. As I always tell you, you can join the conversation across our social media handles. It's TOSTV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. It's TOSTV Network. And of course, you can stream our website for news, stories, and happenings from across the world. It's www.tostvnetwork.com. Now to the crux of the conversation. So yesterday, women in Abuja, went to the National Assembly to protest having to turn down, that's the members of National Assembly kind of turned down 5 bills that seek to, bridge the gender parity and gender gaps in politics and government in Nigeria. And then the women weren't having it, and then they went to protest that yesterday. One of them is actually here with me, and we're going to be having the conversation on continued hyper-masculine culture and women exclusion in government. To have the conversation with me is Emitomo Toby Nimisire, a media liaison and engagement consultant at Secure Lives. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you.
Okay, now let's get to it. So we saw lawmakers turn down all gender rules proposal for constitutional amendment. As simple as a proposal that would help women in Nigeria, get their foreign partners citizenship like their male counterparts will do, was also, turned down. Would you say that there's hostility towards women when, the issue of gender roles are brought to the fore in Nigeria?
Yes, there is hostility towards men, especially towards women, especially by men in power. And I think that's because Nigerian men, have held on to power for so long and have gotten so used to it that they do not want to let go of it. And they have also gotten used to being socialized that women are lesser than them. So the thought of having women share that power with them, to them seems like women are trying to hijack that power from them, hence the hostility.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So 5 bills to actually level the gender gap were actually, turned down. And would you now say that you consider it, because I've seen a lot of conversation around it since yesterday, and a lot of people have said they thought it was derogatory and disrespectful that would actually happen. Why would anyone want to limit women's role in the society? Are you also of the opinion that it's very disrespectful and derogatory?
Yes, it's very disrespectful. It's also dehumanizing. Yes. And I think that happened because, like I said, they do not want women in power. They know what would happen when women get into power, because women are going to make laws and decisions that will benefit women. And men in power are used to women being subdued, and they do not want to let go of that. They want to keep having that power, that domineering over women, and because of that, they would rather be hostile to us than actually, it's actually the job of the legislators to see to the well-being of its citizens. And what they did on March 1st, 2022 showed that they do not care about the female citizens. Because if they cared about female citizens, which they are supposed to be responsible for as 50% of the population, so if they do care about the citizens, the female citizens, they would have let us, get the 35% affirmative action which would ensure that there would be women, more women, enough women in power, in political seats, in the National Assembly, to ensure that the decision making process occurs in such a way that there will be effects that will ripple down to the women, the citizens that are not in power. Because when women are in power, they make decisions that will benefit both women and children. And research and evidence shows that when women actually participate in political processes, things get better. People actually start trusting their government. There's reduction in corruption. There's reduction in maternal mortality. There's reduction in the rate of sexual and gender-based violence. Like, Nigeria has 20 million out of school children, and 60% are girls. So when 60% are girls, that means that the game has been rigged against women from right when they were children. That means we have more educated men in Nigeria who can run for positions than women, and that is a barrier. So there are so many barriers. There's poverty. Men have more money than women. In 2017, the rate of unemployment for women was 6.5. For men, it was 6.0, which means that we have more unemployed women than men. So there's a problem of poverty limiting women from participating in politics. There's a problem of social, the gender roles and social conditioning. You see, in school, they will tell you that, oh, you can only run for the position of the vice president. Yeah. You can only run for the position of the class captain, never the captain, never the president. It's only the wife of the governor, never the governor herself. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, the game has already been rigged against women from the start. Poverty, social conditioning that creates political apathy in women that even makes them think, oh, this is not our place. So right from the start, you've already raised girls to think that politics and leadership is not down their alley, that they're supposed to just be wives and take care of kids at home. So right from the start, there are many barriers. So what women are saying, what civil society we're proposing is to, you know what, give us 35% so that at least we are going to have enough women representing the larger population of women in Nigeria in decision making, so that budgetary allocations are going to reflect the needs of women, so that programs and projects that are being implemented in Nigeria will cater to the needs of women. I think that these leaders, these legislators, should actually work as first responders once or twice in their lives before they get into decision-making process. Maybe that would inform their empathy. Maybe they would understand what an average Nigerian woman is going through, why Nigerian women actually have to be in power and make decisions that will benefit women. And they should also know that Nigerian women do not only make decisions that benefit women, they make decisions and actions that benefit men as well. Because most of them have been raised to actually cater for children. Yeah. So they also cater for both male and female children. And then last year, women marched in over 32 states in Nigeria. Secure Our Lives mobilized women in over 32 states in Nigeria to march for peace, because there was heightened insecurity in Nigeria. Were they only marching for girls? Were they only marching for women? No, they were marching for their husbands. They were marching for their brothers. They were marching for their fathers. They were marching for all the men, women, children in Nigeria. So why would you keep these same women who care about the needs of the country, who care about the needs of everyone regardless of their gender in Nigeria? Why would you keep them from getting to positions where they can make more decisions that will benefit everybody?
So do you think that what happened at the National Assembly was actually a conscious effort to berate women and exclude them from politics and governance?
Yes, I think it's a conscious effort, because the number of nays compared to yes, it's so glaring, and the way they shouted no was with glee. It was as if they were looking forward to that moment of putting women in the place they think women belong to. Yes.
Okay. I'm wrapping up the show really quickly. But if you're going to say that these men are actually worried, you did mention the quota system, the 35% allocation to women and all of that. What do you think that they are actually worried about or scared of that's making them take decisions as to, no, we cannot have women in this position?
Like I said when we started this, when people are used to holding on to power, anything can seem like a threat. Anything that seems like a threat to them holding that power, they react with hostility and violence, and that's what I think happens.
So you're just scared of...
Yes, they're just scared.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show this morning. Thank you. And thank you for staying with me on the conversation up until this time. Don't forget, I'll be back here tomorrow. But before then, follow TOSTV Network across all social media platforms. It's TOSTV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. It's TOSTV Network. And of course, check my website for news, stories, and happenings from across the world. It's www.tostvnetwork.com. My name is Adesu Elsie. Thank you, and join me again tomorrow.